Hello and welcome to Casual Learning. I'm your host, John Bannon. Today I'm going to review Chapter 18 of my newest book, God and Our Superdeterministic Universe, the number one argument for the existence of God. My book is available on Amazon Kindle. Chapter 18 is entitled Divine Simplicity and Non-temporal Causation. The doctrine of divine simplicity says that God is without parts. It doesn't mean God is a simpleton or God is simple to understand. The simple aspect means without parts. It's not a complicated mechanism with parts. It's a simple reality without parts. Divine simplicity is the hallmark of God's utter transcendence of all else. Logically, a being made of parts would be caused by and subject to those parts. Thus, the being could not be supreme over his own parts. God, as the supreme being and creator of everything else that exists, cannot logically be less than supreme over his own parts. All parts that exist in the universe appear on hyperplanes of space-time in the manifold of our static block reality. If God were made of parts, then God's parts would also have to appear on those abutting hyperplanes. If God appears on the abutting hyperplanes of our static block reality, then whatever created that manifold of space-time would have created God as well. If God were created, then God could not be the supreme power in the universe, because some power would have to be greater than God in order to create God. Now, the concept that God is not made of parts makes God sound like nothingness, because nothingness is also not made of parts. However, it does make good logical sense to believe in the metaphysical ontological reality of something, even something without parts, if it causes something to exist in physical reality to make you believe it's real. Now, nothingness does not cause anything to exist in physical reality, so there's no reason to believe nothingness exists as a real metaphysical ontological reality. However, God does non-temporally cause the existence of the universe in physical reality. So there is good reason to believe in the existence of God, even though God is not made of parts. God is an invisible, immaterial power that decides what to make real and what not to make real out of the infinite logical possibilities for physical reality. Although some scoff at the notion of God, those same people do not scoff at the notion of an invisible, immaterial power that creates physical reality when we call it the wave function in quantum mechanics. The essential difference between God and the wave function is that God is supremely intelligent, and the wave function is purely random. Both um, are not made of physical parts, however. It's hypocritical to suggest that the wave function, being a metaphysical mathematical entity within the nothingness of the quantum field, is real, but that a similarly invisible, immaterial, metaphysical power to create physical reality we call God is not real just because God is supremely intelligent. The idea of non-temporal causation is logically deduced from the astoundingly unlikely existence of our universe and the fact that temporal causation is not real in order to explain the existence of our universe as temporally caused. A timeless physical reality um, can either exist or not exist. Therefore, there must be something that can cause a timeless physical reality, such as the abutting hyperplanes of space time in our static block reality, to come into existence or out of existence from non existence through non temporal causation. Non temporal causation is the creation of the existence or to take a timeless physical reality out of existence from non-existence. It's non-temporal causation is not a temporal process. It does not rely on the existence of time. Because our universe is astoundingly unlikely to exist, out of 10 to the 10 to 123 possible permutations of our universe, then one can conclude that our universe must have been caused to exist from non existence. So, because there's this astoundingly huge number of other possible permutations of our universe, the obvious question is how come our universe exists and none of these do? Well, since we know temporal causation is not real because Dr. Hansen proved it, then we know that our universe is a static block reality without temporal causation. So we know from that the abutting hyperplanes of space-time must be timeless physical realities because temporal causation is not real. So they can't be caused in time. So if they're caused, it has to be outside of time. It has to be non-temporal causation. But why would we believe in non-temporal causation? Because we think everything that's caused has to be caused in time. Well, the reason is because of this. Because our universe exists and these don't, this needs an explanation. But it can't be a temporally caused explanation because temporal causation is not real. So the only way to explain our existence and the non-existence of these other possible permutations is through non-temporal causation. The coming into existence of timeless physical reality, that is the static block reality of our manifold of spacetime, from non-existence itself. A causation without time. So this implies the existence of non-temporal causation. Um, One question you can ask is the act of causing our predetermined static block reality to exist from non existence a purely random act of non temporal causation? However, a static block reality without temporal causation, uh, created purely randomly, should only display pure randomness. But in order to predetermine the existence of advanced technologies and objects into a static block reality without temporal causation, one would need to know of and understand those advanced technologies and objects. So one could not logically randomly predetermine an advanced technology or object to exist in the universe without knowing of and understanding the advanced technology or object, which means you could not randomly or unwittingly predetermine the existence of an advanced technology or object because you'll always know about it. So the universe cannot be non temporally created randomly and still have advanced technologies and objects in it. And because there are advanced technologies and objects in the universe, then we know the non-temporal causation of the universe could not have been random. It had to be by a supremely intelligent being. God's supreme intelligence is mysterious and incomprehensible, except that it must be real in order to predetermine the universe with advanced technologies and objects. So, an easier way to think or to look at this is that the creator of the universe knows and understands what it is doing. All right, so uh, I hope you learned something. And my next video will be reviewing chapter 19, which is entitled Predetermined Knowledge. All right, take care, everybody.